Hello, hello, world. Hello, how we doing? How we feeling? Hello, world. How we doing? How we feeling? Hello, world. Hello, hello, hello. How we doing? How we feeling? How's everybody feeling? Let's try out some things real quick. Hang on tight. Make sure you like and share. Yo, gotta see if y'all can hear that or not. Give me a minute here. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Where I can do this too. Yo, 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 yo. Sorry about that. It's getting a little annoying. But it looks like it's working, is working, is working, is working, is working. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you could tell, we're in a different part of the studio today, right? And it's me, and as you can see the title, this is HT speaking to himself, part 16. I am HT, or Mr. Olives, or Jesus, depending how well you know me, how close you can get to me, and welcome. Welcome to today's stream. Welcome out to the squad. They're doing their thing, having fun, enjoying themselves. So today it's just me. but it's all good. It's the way I like it. So I'm needed. All right, so the audio is working. Mind you, I'm just fucking around a little bit. I want to see what we can do or not do. So let me see what's going on. There is a mad delay on here, so we're gonna see. All right, that's not gonna work. So that's not gonna work. All right. All right. That's all good. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get that to work, so I'm not even going to try that. Let me see. Let me see. Does it pick up anything when I do this? Yo, like and share, yo. I'm just testing something out. I'm testing something out real quick, real quick. Let me see. Let me see. This crazy. Okay. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. Like, share. As you guys can tell, this is a solo episode. And I like the energy right now. I like the vibe. Simple. This is another part of the studio, or another mini set we could call it for now. But yeah, welcome. Hopefully everybody had a solid week. You know what I mean? Hopefully everybody's feeling good. Hopefully everybody's family's good. You know, hopefully you celebrated your mom and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? Hopefully everybody's good. So, for y'all that don't know, when you do catch me by myself like this, that means it's just me. We gonna talk some shit. We gonna vent a little bit. We're gonna get some shit off our mind, man. We're gonna get some shit off our mind. So hopefully everybody's good. Like and share, man. Share the stream. Tell somebody out here that we are out here. Oh, I'm not gonna lie, yo. This week has been a little hectic, a little heavy, you know what I mean? But we're good. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's been a little hectic, but we're good. We're good. We're good today. And I'm glad to be here. And I'm glad to I'm starting to find out as I spend these times on my own at the studio and whatnot, that the more I just kind of chill, enjoy myself. I really enjoy just like being at the studio by myself, wandering around, thinking of ideas, thinking of, because like I said, there is a new set coming that you guys will see here soon. I like spending like just me here. I don't mind it. It's nice, I can just think, I could just be, I could just see. As you guys caught on the other speaking to myself, kind of, I'm starting to show a little bit about the fashion side of me and how much that's another obsession. And we spoke about I, about an outfit that I will, and I still to this day I haven't worn it. Not I haven't worn those pieces together. I might still wear them separately, but not together in that same fit. And so go check it out. Go check it out. Go let them know that we're out here making content. HT's not playing, man. But today we're just gonna chill. I always do have a lot on my mind, but today we'll see how much I choose to, share, express, speak on, and all that good stuff. But as you guys can see in the title, one of the main things that has been on my mind, and I've been rolling around in it and trying to see it from this side, that side, trying to see it from every side possible, that definitely has been on my mind, is it was never about trust. It was never about trust, right? And when you read that sentence, the part that's going to get your attention is the word trust, right? You must be talking about somebody or something. But in my case, as it usually is, I'm never really speaking about what you think I'm speaking about. It always goes further than that, it always goes deeper, right? The whole reason why HT speaks to himself because it's always not what it seems, right? And as far as that sentence, it was never about trust. Mm, got a good H2O in my cup. Nice little water. We vibing. Like and share, man. And subscribe too, yo. I be streaming. I really be streaming. From coffee, from talking to people. We doing some Call of Duty. So yeah, like and share, yo. So as I've been repeating this sentence, it was never about trust, right? What could I possibly mean by that, right? What could I actually been thinking? And and it goes back to why I enjoy having these kind of sessions, these kind of streams with y'all, right? Goes back to the idea that, and I've said it since the beginning, since I've got on camera, every chance I get to say it, I'm gonna say it, right? To me, the usual human experience has never been enough. It's never been just right. It's never been believable enough for me where I'm okay with it and that's how I choose to go about this existence, right? And one of those things goes with my connection with humans and other people, because I'm a human too. I'm well aware, obviously, right? Still not a robot, but we're working on it. But my connection with other people, other humans, other beings, and the social aspect of myself that is there, right? For sure. In a lower of a capacity, for sure. But it's still there. It's still something that I enjoy, I want to have. But when you think about it, or when I think about it, when I and I think I've always done this unconsciously, and then as the years have progressed, time has passed us by, things are evolving, changing. It's been more clear. It's been more to the front as far as myself. But I've always done it on an unconscious level. Where, yeah, of course, don't get me wrong, companionship, friendship, true connection in developing that with said people, of course, that's what I imagine most people want. But even as I was growing up and in my younger times and just me exploring life and having different levels of experience in every aspect of life, from most positive to the most deep-ended, danger-filled places, Of course, you want companionship. Of course, you want that trust. Of course, you want that thing. But to me, and I've said it before in different streams, in different ways, in different manners, that I've always been trying to build a team, I've always trying to put the right people together around me because I want to think, I want to develop, I want to create, I want to envision, I want to theorize, right? And that's what you guys get when you see the squad in the pot and in the other set that we have over there on the Thursdays. Go check us out, man. There's some funny people, man. Some funny people. Shout out to the squad, right? To me, of course, I want to have friends, real connection, real companionship in every way. But the reality when it comes to those kind of things for me, especially at this point, it's not about trust no more. In the sense that if I'm gonna let you exist in my world, in my reality, directly with me in any capacity, it's more about what's your perspective, what's your skill, what's your idea, what's your vision, what can we build on, right? And I've like I said, it's not the first time I said this. It's probably the first time I said it in this manner, but it's not the first time I said this. So now, as time is passing, things are evolving, the world is changing every day, right? The people around me, of course, there is a layer, there is a base, there is a wall that is there for security reasons, like anything else, when you buy a new computer, you make sure you don't want to get hacked or anything of that manner. there is a certain security, right? But in reality, I just want people with an interesting perspective, with an idea, with a vision, with a dream, with the theory, right? With the fearlessness of building something and making something, right? And to me, at this point, as far as me, my life, and I'm 33 years old at this point, that's that's who I look for in a friend. What's your perspective? What's your idea? What's your vision? What do you want to create? What ideas have you been thinking about, right? What are you thinking? Are you trying to run some experiments? You trying to grow some shit? You know what I mean? Let's do it. Because as everything else, for whatever reason of my brain development, that's how I enjoy friends. That's how I enjoy companionship. That's how I enjoy, that bond, right? Let's build this. Let's be productive. Let's build the bond around that, right? Because sometimes, especially nowadays, it's really hard for me to step into anything if it's not that, as I always say, and you guys probably, I probably said it 1,000 times when we ran our first official rave at that theater on Santa Fe, um, right? Where I don't really be out like that's never been my thing. But if I run it and it's our thing, it's our show, I'm gonna be there. But because I'm running it, right? This is our thing. This is why I'm here. I'm not just there to like I that's not how I have a good time. That's not how I can enjoy a social space. The way I can enjoy is I have to construct, I have to build it, I have to run the thing. That's how I enjoy. And as time is evolving and I'm evolving and we're changing our thought process and we're looking at things different, but not really different. Because I feel, as I said earlier, a lot of these things I've been doing it since a very young age, in an unconscious level, in a very intentional level. Of course, I want friends. Of course, I want people I could trust. Of course, I want people I can go to. But I want the base to be this evolving thing of creating, working, development, ideas, business. I've always wanted that. That's who I want at the table. And through that, let's be those good friends, right? Because anything else and everything else, hint of why I'm alone here today, doesn't make sense to me. And it's not enough for me to leave my house or leave whatever I'm at, right? I There needs to be a true purpose. And yes, that sounds very anal, very annoying, and very like, God damn it, Sus. Can't hang out with nobody. And that's not what I mean. I definitely hang out. But it's just the purpose has to be serious, has to be not serious, because that's not a good word for what I'm trying to say. But the purpose has to be true, right? Because we could have a good time to build it and discussing and theorizing, right? Or exploring the world for that matter, right? But it has to be around a base of this creation thinking and forward moving and idea executing and at this point at 33 years old as I stand here in my studio, that's when my friendships and who I allow to exist in my world in my reality, it's all based on that. Because every time that I try to do the usual human shit, I'm always dissatisfied. I get bored fast. And I always find that walk because this is me tricking myself. Oh, so you should be more human. You should try this. And it's like, just try it. But it always gives me the same result. Not satisfied, get bored fast, and I feel like it's a waste of time. I'm like, why are you here? Why are you around? Like, because I ask myself the same question. Why am I here? Why am I around? What are we doing? You know? And like I said, there's always a baseline of security because I'm paranoid to the motherfucker. Like you know, I've thought of everything. I've seen every exit door. I've analyzed a person in through and through, right? Because that's how paranoid my, just to safeguard my stability and who I am and right and my value. But aside from that, as y'all start seeing me with different people and even people that I'll bring back, It's based on that. Not really based on the idea of trust or we're gonna have a good time. No, it's based on let's make each other better in a real way. Let's be productive. Let's build business. Let's build ideas. Let's theorize. Let's debate. Let's explore. Let's be better humans. Let's live in the idea of what we really are or what we really want to be. That's what I truly want when I want friends, when I do have friends. 'Cause I do have friends, don't get me wrong. But that's how I want you to be my friend. At this point, what skill do you got? What idea you have? What perspective do you have, right? Or what creation do you want to try out, see if we can materialize it, right? Because that's the only way anything makes sense to me at this point. Anything else, I'm not really present. You know, I might be there physically, but I'm not really enjoying it. I'm not really trying. There's and I know, look, there's a reason why I've always said I don't do this human shit too well. I really don't. And trust me, I've tried it a lot of different ways. I've given into, oh, it's just, just try. No, I always get bored. I always get disappointed. I always like, no, this is not it. There's always an itch left that I know this is not the path, And I've never been one to go against my nature or my gut feeling. Like that's one, there's certain things I live by every day until I'm deceased or immortal. I don't go against my nature and I don't go against my gut feeling. Okay. And sometimes it's put me in the best of places and sometimes it's put me in the worst of places. But most of the time in the best of places. So when my nature is being bothered or manipulated in any way, and sometimes it's not even on purpose, right? Because people are just being people. You can't, humans are humans. If I'm gonna be around, if my energy is spent there, if my time's there, my conversation, my thoughts, my bad jokes are spent there, it has to be a base of development, true development, intentional creation. Because I always thought, especially in middle school, when I first had my first therapist, I always thought at some point this shit's gonna go away. Whatever the fuck, all this heaviness and burden that I feel, that I've been feeling since I was a youth, it's gonna go away. I'm gonna grow up and I'm gonna be just like everybody else, just kind of in the crowd, you can't, there's no difference, right? But hasn't gone away, has only become more stronger. And it's only continues to pull me more into this possibility, this way of seeing things, this way of being, this way of existing that I enjoy. I truly enjoy. You know what I mean? It's simple as the idea that it just makes everything better because as you guys can tell, I'm a aesthetically aware person. I like things to look a certain way. I don't believe in bright lights and fucking hospital lights. I think that's ignorant. Bad lighting is ignorant. I'm gonna say it right now. Bad lighting is ignorant. I'm gonna say that right now. And that goes across the board. So take that as you will. But yeah, I care because I'm the type of person that I like to be surrounded by art. I like to be surrounded by creativity, inspiration. You know what I mean? Every part of my day, from the most frustrating day to the longest day to the most inspirational days that I could have. I like that to be my setting. And that's why I enjoy doing this type of thing, right? But I truly mean that that's my life has to reflect that. Living in true creation and true art in every pathway, right? Even to the most mundane or normalcy moments that any human can possibly produce. I want art, right? When it comes to friendship, companionship, and having what people are going to be at my round table, what people that I'm going to have regular conversations with, it has to be that. It's not about trust at this point. Is what can you bring to the table? What's your view? What's your skill? What's your interest? What's your dream? What are you trying to create? What are you thinking, Because at this point, if I haven't been clear enough of what I deem myself to be, is that I'm a forever evolving thing. I've I've died on that hill. I pushed people away on that point. I've called out my own culture for their ignorance and their lack of update, right? I've I've alienated family members based on that same old idea because just like how you would update your phone, update your car, update your shoes, you got to update your mind. That's extremely important for me and my soul, my heart, and my mind. I mean that. I solely mean that. And if you don't want to live a life where that is the thing, that is the lifestyle, that is the perspective, it's going to be very difficult for people to be around me because I really don't care about certain things. And don't get me wrong, there is exception to rules like everything else, right? Certain people, of course, I'm gonna let them have their moment. I might not too care too much about whatever it is, but for the sake, of understanding and appreciating other people's presence, you'll have that moment. Am I gonna be that present? Am I gonna no, of course, I'm gonna clap, whatever. But truly, my friends, my friendship, my companionship, my connection with other people, it's not based on this thing of trust anymore. And I don't think it ever has. Because I've always been attracted to smart people. I've always been attracted with people with ideas. I've always been attracted with fearless people from the most ignorant level to the most, intellectual thing. I'm attracted to people that want to create. I'm attracted to people that walk a certain way, display themselves a certain way, And and that's what being my friend, being around me, having any kind of connection to me is about in every aspect of life. You know what I mean? I'm gonna add that to the title, by the way. Bad lighting is ignorant. I need to make something that says that. Bad lighting is ignorant. We're going to add that to the title after the stream. But yeah, it's never been about trust. And I think I'm saying this to myself because I'm sure nobody's listening. Who's listening to me, right? Don't listen to me. Um, Shout out, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Make sure y'all like this, man. I guess, bro. I guess. You know what I mean? But yeah, shout out to the people. Make sure y'all like this. All I'm saying is, are we developing? Are we creating? Are we bonding through productive development and creativity attempts? That's all I'm saying. Because as I keep repeating, that's why sometimes you don't gotta look at the chat. I mean, but shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. Make sure you like and subscribe, man. But the idea is that's who I want to be friends with. People that just are mentally hungry, where, we are updating ourselves as we go. And that's another discussion I gotta have with my squad. It's just as a discussion, as a debate, whatever you want to call it, right? That the update of the human mind, you know, is now. But that's who I want my homies to be, my friends, my team, my squad, my column, my production, right? What's your idea? What's your perspective? What you want to do? You have an idea? Let's try to execute, right? Let's try. Even if we completely fail, let's just go for it. Because and I and I vividly think about it now when I think about certain moments in my life, especially when I was younger, why I would be around certain people. Because that was the idea. Like, okay, they seem like got some shit going on. Okay. We got to be over there. What's, we got to get involved. We got to get proactive about this. And I thought that would go away where I would just be able to hang out with people and shit. But I can't do that. I don't just hang out. That's not fun for me. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm a little fucking off in the brain. But just hanging out is just not a thing for me. Half of the time I'm fucking bored, right? And if we are gonna hang out, let's produce where people are gonna hang out. You know what I mean? That's more funner for me. That's more enjoyable. That's more purposeful, right? So it's never been about trust. And I will keep repeating, trust me, their security matters. I'm an extremely paranoid human being, bruh. You will get analyzed. We will have your blood work. We're gonna know who you are before you get the chance to tell us. I'm talking about MTI. You know what I mean? So there's security measures, trust me. Not everybody's getting through the door, you know? There's just levels to this shit. respectfully, for real. I'm not even playing. That's how I live my life. I've always lived it. Now I'm more prominent and I'm more intentional and I'm more forward with it. The people I want around me in their own way at different levels, that's the point. Productivity, creation, development. Let's get it. Because everything else, it's not fun for me. It's just not. I'm not interested. I don't care about small talk. I don't like it drives me nuts, man. And look, like I said, there's always exceptions to the rule, and I'm always gonna let certain people be certain people. But there's always gonna be a limit to my interaction, my response, and my presence. And that's just how that's gonna go because I mean this, man. This these kind of environments help me keep it together, help me make sure to keep going, not to give up. And as we evolve and time becomes something else or manipulated or control, I don't know. I pop out of a black hole, just fucking with you. That's the bonds I want. That's the friendship, companionship, connections that I want. And I've always wanted that. Always, I think, like I said, unconsciously to more intentional. I never like the trust thing was, you know, it's important, don't get me wrong, because I do understand the nature of trust within us humans for sure, but that's not how we have to enter sometimes. Let's develop a bond. Let's create something. Let's try something. Let's have an idea. You know what I mean? And that's what I kind of mean as far as it was never about trust. It was never about trust. It was always the idea. Oh, I didn't put this shit down. Look, man, short and shit. It was always about the idea that let's, let's get into some shit. Let's do some shit. Like it's the same idea of why I never, when I was younger. Of course, I had like like the video game systems, 'cause my mom was clutch like that, right? But I never became a video game person when I was little because they never kept my attention. I'd rather go outside because there was something to do. There was something to become the inner workings of, and and be proactive in a bigger way. And that that curiosity, that thinking, even at 33 years old, from 10 to now, hasn't really changed whatsoever. And I mean that. And that's what's been on my mind. This is shit, this is not about trust. This is like, what are you thinking? What's your dream? What's your vision? What disagree with me? But why? Like, what do you mean? Are you standing on that? Is that you? Or is that a facade of you? You know what I mean? Because like I keep saying, I don't do this human shit. I really don't. And I've tried. And as time keeps evolving and moving forward, I'm not going to be able to do it. And I'm going to continue to exist in progress and do well. Trust me. So that means this is important for me to be able to do this. Is extremely important. It's life or death, and I will forever stand that as whoever this hits. And if it sounds corny, over dramatic, whatever the fuck you want to put it, your weird filters on it. This is life or death for me. Like this is what it needs to be for me to be okay, for me to progress, for me to prosper, for me to make sure my family's good, like super actually good. Because at the end, nobody really cares for us, right? Nobody did it for us. So I got to do it. And if I'm going to do that and I'm going to manage the courage and the strength to continue on, this is what has to be. I have to live in my creation, in my true self to the fullest in every aspect of life. 'Cause everything else is boring. I hate it. It's not entertaining. It's not fun. It's exhausting. It's not worth the trouble for me. It's really not. And from small to big, if never seen, never noticed, I'm gonna still be doing this. And if nobody watches this, you're gonna catch a coffee vlog later this week. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. Another. Whoa, 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 whoa. All right, let me just see. Make sure everything is kosher. Work. Yo, is it gonna work? Yeah. So another thing I did want to do want to react and kind of explain some content. I mean, hold up. OBS is the glitchiest shit in the world, bro. Trust me, you and I. Let me see if we kosher now. Okay, there we go. Let me make this nice and big for y'all. So today I felt like, give you a little more commentary over here, what we got going on, you know, you know. And there's still a story behind why I haven't changed the name of the channel. Um, from HT approved to the end goal of what we're trying to see. But it's 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 the idea. You know what I mean? That's the idea. That's why the name of the channel is still me. It's my name, HT approved. You know what I mean? Because I haven't felt like the right pieces have been placed in order, right? And like I will always say, man, I understand certain people want to live certain lifestyles, and that's fine, and you can do that. But I sadly won't be around. I just won't because, But yeah, so shout out to everybody listening to my crazy ass right now. Make sure you like and subscribe. So like I said, today I felt like giving some commentary and whatnot. We gotta make sure if this is actually gonna work. All right. So I don't know if you guys been checking out the coffee vlogs, but I hope you have. Actually, it's progressing, right? And I kind of want to walk through this process that we're at right now, right? We're at 3 episodes of coffee vlogs. From the first one that I did, if I think it was like 3 minutes, I think, to the second one and to the third one, because I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it. And I think you can see the progression and slowly kind of really seeing where I want to take like the coffee content and whatnot. You know what I mean? So here, let's watch this first one. Let's watch this first one. Like I said, we're gonna have to, we're gonna have to check. So that was the first one that I did by myself, just to like hit the road, just hit the road and
So,
like
welcome
actually
to Music Copa Coffee Shop.
actually start this whole idea of these coffee content, this coffee vlog that I want to do. Here, give me a quick minute. I just want to make sure the volume because I'm at, okay, that's okay. Yeah, this is good.
Review. This is the first IMHT you already know.
So this is
And we're
this is the
at
first one we did.
Bardo's today. Bardo's.
This is the one that I just decided to just go do it, just to really let's go. Like if we're gonna start this now, let's just go. Let me hit that. Let me let me hit the ground we're running. Like let's get into it. You know what I mean? And this was Coffee Vlog Shop Part One, Musing Copa. And for y'all don't know what Musing Copa, this is MTI's identity as far as this coffee shit that we got going on, especially me on my end and my passion and what I kind of want to take in my enjoyment of making this kind of content. You know what I mean? So, the Musing Copa is the coffee branch of MTI, okay? If you don't know what it means, go check out the Musing Copa Pour Over series. It's streamed right now every Friday and sometimes on Saturday or sometimes on Sunday, depending how I'm feeling. We just got done trying a bean from Colombia, from San Pedro. So go check it out. Go show us some love, all that good stuff. But yeah, so that's what I'm using Copa. So this is me at Bardo's. This is the first official coffee vlog video.
A
And then
lot
you know
of
me, I'm a black and white
Bardo's have
freak.
multiple
That
locations as
black and
far as
white to
I
me is the
know
most beautiful thing
around
in
the
the
city
world.
growing up.
It's charming. It captivates.
And
It
today I
has
set it started
this
with
reverence of
Giotto right here. And we have a
you know
Dente.
when you just see an all black suit and all black get up, it has this. It's I love. That's another thing that
An espresso.
I I still haven't got tired of black and white shots aesthetically. I yet to be tired from it, like honestly. So this is the first episode I Bardo's solo. This is probably the shortest one that we did.
Macchiato. Got this for here, just to finish here. Some small.
I'm not gonna lie, I was a little nervous, know what I mean? Had the camera in hand and everything, as you guys can see at the beginning. Oh, this is gonna make me crave some coffee though, dog.
Some straight
Not gonna lie to you. This is
macchiato
gonna make me
for you, man.
crave some motherfucking coffee.
Straight
And look, yo,
macchiato.
don't think
So
I just be
that's the
watching
first one.
myself and shit. Because
This one's
I don't
pretty
even like
cool
looking in the
because
mirror, bro.
Bartles they open late for like
I
the
still don't even
exact
look at the
hours.
camera, bro. I treat the camera like a
There's
fence.
always
That's why the
people
camera's over here.
being
Shout out to
productive
y'all
for the
though.
most part
Thank you
when I
so much
come
for being
by.
here.
It's not that full today, must be
But
just
I
the
just thought I'd
holidays
give you some commentary,
coming up
and
and
you guys can
whatnot.
slowly see like the process and how it's
My
just
favorite drink
getting
before
better.
and
It's just really
then
getting
is the
better.
Dente
My
because
editing, what we're
just
going
because it's
for.
strong, it has a little different flavor to it. They got
And
some
this one for being the first one, it was not too bad. I
turmeric
think it
orange
was a little
glowy
short.
I did try to get some people in there out front today.
But
It's been a little start.
usually how
I'm
I
doing
start
for it
forming
anyways.
things or I start
The
placing things in their
espresso
things,
is definitely strong.
it's just seeing the
Little burn
things are
in
doing
there,
it, right? Even
but
like
it's kind of what you want in
out
espresso.
of that shot, for example, let's pause it real quick. That shot is the music. The only thing that has probably stayed the same throughout these vlogs or the editing of it is the black and white and the music. I haven't changed the song because I want to keep it true to that. That's why any coffee vlog shop that you guys see from me, it's gonna be that same music. But that shot, where I panned down the camera, uh, where I panned down to the camera and got the I think that was a cortado or a white mocha, one of the two. But it was espresso with either with less milk or yeah, it was less milk. It was more espresso. Like that shot, like as you guys will see in the other vlogs, if you haven't watched them, go check me out, man. Go let me know. Is when I pan down to that shot, I give the color in the other ones, right? And that the ideas just started spawning from that, right? Just trying it first and then doing it again. But yeah, that was the first one. I'm not mad at it. I just wanted to get the idea off the
That
ground
smooth harshness.
and
Pretty
really
good
just
tequila, you know?
just go for it, man. Fuck it. Let's go fuck around and drink coffee on camera. And another thing that definitely hasn't changed in these is oh, it's not gonna do that. The other thing that hasn't changed is that shot, and obviously even the logo at this point has changed. You know what I mean? But yeah, go check it out. So that was the first one. That was the short one, the short little quick. Let's just, let's go. Let's go. Let's start producing. Let's start creating coffee vlog. And this was the second one. This is where things I felt for me personally, editing wise and just visually wise, and most important, because one thing, and it's and I'm by the way, I started writing my first movie. And it's gonna be a short film, but just started writing my first movie. I'm not even joking. And that idea, like I want to make movies. I'm dead serious. Because that's why I don't like half of the movies that are out. Nothing satisfies me. I'm not seeing what I want to see, right? Even as much as I love Black Mirror, and I hope this doesn't happen to Severance, because right now I feel like that's the only show I could really enjoy and indulge in for you know. So I hope what happened to Black Mirror doesn't happen to Severance, and you should know what Severance. But I really enjoy that show, right? I don't mind. I don't mind um, spending my time consuming that. But with the idea, and I've said it before in other streams, I want MTI will make movies. MTI production is not just a thing to sound cool type vibes. No, it's not. Like I seriously want to make movies. I'm starting to write my first one, and I think this was glimpses, even if there were small ones, even if I wasn't scratching, I'm not yet, I yet to scratch the surface of where visually I want to go with things and how I want to show things, right? But this second vlog was that kind of okay, we're getting comfortable. We're just hitting the runway. We're not even checking in with support and the fucking people up there. We're just you know what I mean? In this second vlog, it kind of shows that, right? And you see it even at the beginning, how grand of a entrance that I'm making this vlog through the visuals and like even the editing, just playing around with DaVinci Resolve. Shout out to you. That's what I used to edit, playing around with it. And I think they just had an update, and we're definitely gonna we gotta look into it. But this one, right? This was Molecule. This was the first one. This was first, like full on people in that bitch, camera in my hand, talking to the fucking camera vibes and fucking drinking coffee. You know what I mean? And still, like I said, with the black and
So
white.
we're at Molecule.
See, look at this motherfucker. You see this guy?
People walking.
This was perfect. This was like a perfect way. I'm like, who cares if they look at me? I'm gonna do this shit. Like, you see, like the couple behind,
So we're
and
at
she looks real quick,
Molecule.
but he really looks like,
People walking by. Found it. Dang.
yeah. But it's the
Yeah.
idea.
I mean, this is
So
another
this was
episode
the
of
first glimpse for the editing and like where I want
Beach and
how
Cocoa
things
Coffee Shop.
visually to look and how we're gonna tell the story. Like I
Probably where I'm
started
at a
getting
lot.
more notion of how I want that to be.
2 for 1 deals on Saturday.
You know what I mean?
Molecule.
Shout out to Molecule, man.
De la última ya. Tienen como stand-up comedy.
Like, see,
A ver,
and
prueba.
What
even
is that?
even
Es milk.
like I said
No,
earlier,
that's
that shot should have when we pan down to the coffees, that shit should be in color. You know what I mean? But I I didn't do it yet, right? You guys can see this on the third vlog of this.
Heart,
here.
it's a heart.
The figure.
It's a heart, no?
No, no, it's hard.
Flower.
Yeah, but it's like
I really like the shot in this one as far as like really
There's a lot of people.
showing the coffees and like the shot in the window.
so,
Yeah.
bullet points.
Some coffee.
And I think this one was telling of what was the endings to come and how I ended this one. Because this one I definitely added added that color to it at the end, right? I mean, just giving you like a full view of what the rest of it looks. And like I know, right? People love color. We're humans, right? So I know it drives people crazy when I just do the black, and I know it drives people crazy when I do the upside down shots. That's another thing I gotta make sure I touch up on today. The black and white and the upside down shots are not going away. I'm sorry to tell you. They're just not. That's my thing. That's kind of my signature. And I wasn't the first one to do it, but I've been doing it for several years, either through my photos, even from a young start, right? I'm always going to do that. To me, when I flip a scene upside down, as well, here, let me put it back on the screen. As you guys seen in this shot right here, that's my way of giving more depth to the scenery or the aesthetic of, right? That's my way of making something a little more interesting than it really is, right? And not to say like that, not to say that this coffee shop molecule wasn't interesting or aesthetically pleasing, because I think it was. I visit it very often, right? But it still needed more depth, right? Especially for this exiting shot and we're gonna wave the camera around like this, right? And not just give you color at the beginning, but this to me, this shot alone, like I wish I could just frame this or print this on a canvas and hang this bitch on the wall right here. Definitely there's gonna be shit on the wall next time. But anyways, the, the upside down along with the black and white gives the shot more depth. In my humble opinion, and I have yet to make a movie, but I know what I like. I know what gets my heart jumping. You know what I mean? So that's not gonna go away. I'm gonna keep doing black and white, and And I'm gonna keep flipping scenes upside down because that's what excites me, right? But don't worry, I'm showing more color, right? You guys watch, watch when I start doing these streams in black and white. But you are getting more color out of me at the same time. Because another thing that I'm that these different blogs got me to understand color grading, right? Color grading and just understanding light and certain things to look a certain way. And you kind of see this a little bit like towards the exit when the shot starts, you know. Who's this? But look at that. That alone gives it more depth. Like that is not just people at a coffee
¿Sí
shop
te la
working on their
tomaste?
stuff. That gives it something else. You know what I mean? But see, oh, I did start doing it on this one. Yeah, and that forever is gonna be a base of these vlogs. Yeah, man, go fuck with me, bruh. I'm out here. We out here making coffee content. We're not playing. Well, I'm not playing. I'm really not playing about this coffee shit. And if you don't know how serious I am about this coffee, go check out Music Copa Pour Over. Right? It's on the stream, on the bottom streams. It's on the streams. Okay, go fuck with it. So that brings us to the third one. This is probably my proudest one, and right now I have footage ready to go, ready for the next vlog, and I think it would be sick. But like I said, I'm trying to do better than this one, so I'm being meticulous about it. But this week for sure it will be out. But the footage is ready. I got it. Like I got an episode for y'all, so fuck with it. But let's fuck with this one because I think this is really
¿Y qué agarraste?
scratching the surface. And again, with the grand entrance intro, you know what I mean? And shout out to these sculptures. And I do have another shot of a different sculpture that is probably going to be in the new vlog. That's going to be some crazy too. See, the editing is starting to get smoother. I'm starting to really get comfortable. I'm starting to really understand, you know? Because in reality, and for y'all that don't know, like I know how to use a lot of softwares, and one of them is like Pro Tools, and Pro Tools is music production mainly. Now there's a bunch of different music production softwares that you can use, but Pro Tools is to me similar when you're working on editing software for video because it's like a track and the cuts are the same. So that once I figured that out, that's what made it kind of easier. They remind me of Pro Tools. So this was what coffee shop was this? Oh, there's Huckleberry. See, look that interest. Look at the warmness of this color, right? I remember to keep using that font. And again,
Sí.
the black and white
All right,
shot.
yeah.
But this
So
goes back
here we are.
mainly to
Here we
the
are
idea that
at the
MTI will
vlog,
make
I think,
movies. You know what I mean?
at Huck.
That
You guys will see.
I will be producing movies, right? And this, eh, whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry. Let me get back on that. What happened? It's about to go to a full coffee episode, bro. What the fuck? All right. So yeah, you start seeing even now.
And then express.
I'm not just letting the music play. I'm being meticulous about the sound and the engineering of it, and even like the different cuts. See, even like this part, I give you guys some color on this one for sure.
Ajá. ¿No puedes empezar tu día sin el café?
Yo, shout out to Castancila, man. He's over here living his best life at ADC. Have fun, bro.
Bueno, pues just making sure.
See, even this shot, I'm giving you color in this one. I still upside down, but again, this is a very simple shot, but to me, it gives it so much depth. It's more interesting. If from editing this vlog and being in that specific environment at one point, this and I probably was influenced by Jerry Seinfeld for sure. Curb Enthusiasm, um, comedians, getting coffee on that's a really old show that's on Netflix too. by Jerry Seinfeld, that I want more of that old 90s, early 2000s sitcom feel in these vlogs. And this is where I got the idea where in Huckleberry, in that environment with that many people, and you can even hear like the conversations in the distant background, right? I wanted that more 90s kind of show type from those days, what used to be a hit back in those days. And this editing and doing this episode is what give me the idea of that's the aesthetic that I want. I want a sitcom kind of aesthetic, more like real life, but still cool at the same time, right? Because yes, I can give that to Larry or Jerry, but to me, aesthetically, yes, we can still do the everyday sitcom look, but we're gonna make it look a certain way too at the same time. You know what I mean? So let me go back to this beach. This shot was, look at it. Oh, love that shot. Still black and white like a mother though.
So, ¿te gusta tomar café para empezar el día?
Los cafés.
Por eso me gustan los diferentes sabores.
But see, like just kind of
Local.
as casual as we
Porque
can, you know,
hablo
give it that kind of
wine.
more
Really excited.
kind of everyday. You know what I mean?
Como si viste en el video, I was excited, really excited. Estaba
Like
like
just
hyped.
give it that
Y
everyday,
eso es lo que
you
me
know.
gusta. Miércoles.
Se ve.
The the ending
Oh,
in the trance, the
es que no
ending
se
to
quiere
this
conectar
one
como se debe de conectar.
is what really had me geeked
Ya
up
para
on this
acabar
episode.
el show.
This is
Marca acá.
Porque en mi teléfono
I
está
need more
suave, está
thermal.
bien, pero
I just
las
feel bitches.
casi como...
Yeah, this is yeah. Like this. So we're back where we started, if you're paying attention, right? Back where we started. Now, give everybody to view the actual place. And we do the final shot that we're gonna keep. This was probably, oh my God. This is where I know I'm really, these vlogs are gonna be the takeoff point or the practice beta version of practicing. Like when you guys see me do shit like this is me thinking movies, thinking big shot. You know what I mean? These transitions, these things, even the noise of the train, right? You hear that squeaking noise, right? It just gives you a different feel. We're not just metaphorically transitioning, we literally are, right? And even this simple ending of me talking at the end, this was important because it's once again me thinking movie shot from how the sun is hiding behind that mountain or behind that valley, that hill, right? And the lighting hitting the
Ladies
snow
and
along with the
gentlemen,
river, right?
I think this is how we're gonna end
And
today's video.
fucking
As
man,
far as
shout out to
sitcom
DJI,
vlog,
man. Shout out to
vibe,
DJI, bro.
a huck. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I had
But ladies and gentlemen, yeah, just wanted to, talk a little bit, talk some shit, all that good shit, man. Shout out to everybody that made it here. Like and share, subscribe, tell somebody out here. I'm just making content and go check me out, man. I'm on. And on that note, I am HT or Mr. Olives or Jesus, depending how well you know me or how close you can get to me. And this has been another HT Speak to Himself, episode 16. I hope everybody has a good week and get some sleep, drink some water. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.